This espresso machine right here is probably one of the best splurge expenses my husband and I have made. And I'm not even sure it's a splurge because I'll tell you about that too. But it also makes amazing matcha lattes and other kinds of cool drinks. My husband just ordered this stuff I'm looking at right here. Sea salt caramel and skinny mixes. I guess this is a salted caramel also, 0 calories and zero sugar or whatever. You know how that goes. But fancy stuff we can make with this. We've had this machine now for several months. I've recommended it to friends and family, so this is a review. This company has not paid me to do this review. This is actually a purchase that my husband and I made, and I'm telling you about it because you're my friend. When you math the math, it maths. My daughter and I actually put together this board of different possibilities that we could make with our machine. And we didn't even put all of them because we didn't want it to be too cluttered. Because of the tea functionality, you can make chai tea latte, matcha latte, and all of the things. I asked my daughter to make an iced matcha latte because that's what she likes to drink, and it's a little bit different the way you make it. You kind of have to bypass the coffee portion to make it, but it is so simple and she loves that. So if you're not a coffee drinker, you can still enjoy this machine. So I just turned it on, and right now it's kind of gonna reset. Right here, you're gonna see some water come out because it filters. One thing you might notice, it's a little loud, but no one has complained about it once they've seen it in action. This is where the water goes. And what's really cool about this little thing is that it comes with a filter. If it has a lot of calcium or if it has a lot of, the filter needs to be changed, it will let you know. And then here at the top is where you actually load your coffee. So you have this little thing right here where you can put your coffee beans whole, and then if you want to put some grounded coffee, you put it right here. Decaf would work really well right here. What I love about this machine more than anything is how easy it is to clean. So right here is where you pull it out. So you just remove that. This is where the coffee little grinds come in, and then once a week I do clean it with soap and water. This is where you have your milk for the frothing. And here is also, if you want to make hot water, you put your cup right here and make teas. So there's 6 different things that you can do with this machine. You can do an espresso, coffee, regular brew, iced coffee, cappuccino, latte, and hot water. And then if you look here close, let me pull the camera closer. Kind of where, how much do you want of the coffee beans, how strong do you want your coffee, how tall do you want your coffee, and then how much milk do you want, how much of your froth. I typically have it on all 3 buttons for everything, but you can have different settings, and it says here ×1 or ×2. You could have a double espresso or a double coffee and a double iced coffee. It just gives you what's missing, what's dirty, you know, what you need to do. It's very, very intuitive. I like calling this my drink station. I have it near the fridge so that I can get the milks and the water and all of the items that I need. That whole little area has the teas, and it also above I have the coffee grinds, and I just have everything all in one location, so it makes it more fun whenever you're making stuff. And I asked my daughter to help me make a matcha latte, so I'm going to show you how you can do that too. Look at all that foam. By the way, if you want to learn how to make a giant chalkboard for your home, I have a tutorial that shows you how to do that step by step. I love this thing. Mine is framed. It is 5 feet across by 6 feet down, so it is a giant thing you cannot miss. So now you've watched 3 different hairdos of mine in one video, okay? Anyway, let's watch my daughter make the matcha latte. As you can see, she put a rubber band there because she is a pro at this and she's got it down pat. It's really so simple for anyone to get creative with this machine. She's got her formula down pat to the point where she's put a rubber band on that mason jar where it tells her when she needs to cut off the water. So then she turns it off and she shakes it. Now we don't have a fancy brush that comes with a matcha kit sometimes. We're actually just using a mason jar. So no excuses for you to get fancy drinks done. We've also been playing around with the flavors and putting them on the cup sometimes. Sometimes we also put it right onto the milk. So you can do it either way and you can put as much or as little as you need. And you did the latte. Typically, when you make a cappuccino or a latte, you actually just press a button and then you go, right? So what the machine does, and we'll do it here in a minute, I will hit cappuccino. I already have my settings usually, and then I just press go and it'll go. Actually, the machine is called LatteGo. I get it. So basically, because it does the milk and then it does the coffee. But if you didn't want the coffee portion, you actually have to come over and stop it right where it would have continued to make the coffee. So that is the little workaround that you have to do if you want to make another type of drink. I don't think it's a flaw or anything. I mean, they designed it for coffee, but I'm actually going to go ahead and put some of this stuff. So see, now is when the coffee is coming out. So that's how it works for all the other drinks. And this is at the point right before it starts, that's when you would have shut it off. So even though this is a workaround, you can really start getting creative about the types of drinks that you make at home. For the price point, it does so much. It is about $600, and I'm thinking after we're doing the math of how much we're getting out of it, it is such a good deal. There's just so much to this machine, I think, as far as convenience, the price point, everything that just makes it make sense. And when you do the math and you're mathing how many drinks you're actually making for yourself that you would buy at Starbucks or at your local coffee shop, you really are coming out ahead. We've had guests over the last 3 weekends, and I would have to say each person had at least two of something like a regular coffee and a cappuccino. And because it's fancy, you're like, okay, let's make one, right? We have had such a blast making our coffees. I'm going to go ahead and put the link below to this machine if you're interested in it. I've already recommended it to like friends and family and other people who have actually seen it in person. So I wholeheartedly recommend this. This is awesome. There's a little resemblance here. Whether it's coffee or anything else, remember I always say you can create bliss at home and in your life. I'll talk to you later.